Alright, so we're somewhere in Idaho. Somewhere up the Mink Creek, like canyon or something. There's no sign here. Let's see if there's it on the other side. No? Well, at least I know this is trail 44. The roads are pretty rough on the way up. A lot of muddy patches. No one was up here though, but as I parked, some people on their four-wheeler came up this way on this thing and that way. It's kind of weird. Besides that, it's pretty desolate right now. Probably because it's a Wednesday and it's muddy. But I thought I would get a little bit farther on my car to where I wanted to park and then look for my campsite, but I still got a ways to hike. So I'm gonna plan on probably finding a place by the little creek and then dropping my stuff and most likely do a peak today, probably an evening by the time I get all done, and then probably in the morning just pack up and go back. But we'll see how it goes. Those frogs are croaking. A lot of them up here. I'm kind of surprised. Alright, so now I will take a left into this muddy bog to get to where I'm going. On the rock Knoll area by Gibson Peak. Apparently there's a warming hut. That's kind of cool. I'm not really sure what that is, but if I went up that trail I'd see it. I guess this is like a winter backcountry route or something. So you go up there to warm up and drink some Swiss Miss or something. It's a little too warm for that though. Still is muddy though. Looks like I got a little friend. A little deer. Looks like he has little baby horns. If I was hungry and I had a gun and I was starving, my 4Runner definitely would not make it on this part. Even for like a four-wheeler, this would be kind of dicey. So, I guess it was fine. I had to park a little farther. I don't think I would have gotten too much further up the road anyways. Almost to the spot. A little bit more. Alright, I'm gonna guess that is Rock Knoll. That's where I want to be going. But that little peak looks pretty cool right there. So my plan is to go down to that ravine and maybe camp there because there's a creek. But maybe it'd be better if I just did the peak first and then went down, because that looks like a pretty big steep angle there. But once we get a little closer, maybe there'll be a better vantage point, or I can see where I want to do it, because might as well just do it when it's easiest. Now this is cool. These are some fungi. I forgot what they're called, but I knew at one point. They're really squishy. Can't remember if you can eat them or not. I think you can, but I'm not going to, obviously. And they basically just grow in these little cracks in the pines and the spruce. Hopefully I figure out what they're called again. But these two trees, oh, this one has a lot of moss on it. Spanish moths, there's maybe, I can't remember. Probably wrong, I'll have to look into it. Definitely something parasitic. So if I were to go to the peak, I'd have to go through this. And that's back towards Pocatello. So I decided just to go down all the way to the creek, make a little camp, and then hike up from there. It will be a little steeper, but it will be less hiking overall. Because if I do this, I'll have to go up and then go back and then still have to go down to the creek. But this way, I won't have to do that. And it might be a more direct route, because this looks pretty forested. So I'm just going to go down this trail. Kind of surprised there's a sign. That's Fancy. The trail's starting to go downhill pretty hard, which is a little concerning. Because as you know, to get to the top of the peak, you have to go up. So hopefully it doesn't take me too far down. It's also getting very forested, very thick, very nice. This is how you find a Sasquatch in these kind of woods. Like an old pen or something. And there's a water trough. It's kind of gross. You know, I don't really want to drink from that, but it's there. And here's a bone. Some kind of creature. Probably gonna guess a deer. It's always a deer bone. You find a bone in the woods, it's a deer bone. I don't know why. They just die. All the other bones just disappear somehow. It's always a deer. Here's another view of the knoll, rock knoll. And it doesn't look too steep and not too vegetative, which is great. So I think I'll eventually loop around here, get to the creek. I can kind of see it starting right here. And I kind of do see some trees, though, through these, which could be a problem, but, you know, we'll see when we get there. It's nice and tall. Pretty prominent, too. So this is a stream I was looking to get to. It's kind of small. It's kind of concerning because I brought a fishing pole. But there might be some really small fish, you never know. Plus the river could get a lot bigger. Something just flew up there. But anyways, now I'm gonna start looking for a place to put a camp. And it looks kind of brushy, so it might be hard. Let's see what we can see. Pretty sure there's a bald eagle up there. I heard a bald eagle. And there's a huge nest. So, pretty sure there's one up there. But as soon as I came around, it stopped squawking, so maybe I'll see it fly around. So I think this is as good a place as any. It's pretty flat. There's not a lot of plants I'm gonna crush. Opposed to the rest of it, where it's just covered. There's a decent little hole right here. But I really doubt there's any fish in this creek. It's just too small. Too many obstacles, and it probably dries up pretty bad. So I'll put a line in, just see what happens, but we'll see. Also, the ground is really good for my kind of tent because it relies on the stakes. So I'm gonna put that up. Alright, so I got the tarp up and the stakes are holding pretty well. Even though this is kind of muddy. It'd be a little better if it wasn't so muddy. But it's rained for like 3 days straight. So that's what you get. And then I collected some wood for a little fire. I'm not gonna have a huge one because I just need it to make some food. And you can see there's like a weird little contraption here. So I've never made one of these before, but basically it's supposed to reflect the heat back. So those rocks and like logs would kind of heat up and then bounce back the heat, so it'll be even warmer. We'll see if it actually works though. So now I'm gonna hide this stuff away in my tent and then make my way up to the knoll and see how long that takes. Alright, so I'm about to go, but these skeeters are kind of scary. You know, I am by a standing pool of water in this river, so, you know, what are you gonna do? But I think if I just go this way, just keep going, I'll eventually get to the top, so it's kind of a plan. Alright, so I'm making good progress. All I have to do is follow this ridge line, and it's right up above there. It was pretty steep coming up this section, but it looks like it gets a little less steep. Let's show bit heinous. I see the top. Alright, so we're at the top of Rock Knoll. No one's up here. What a surprise. On a Wednesday, and I don't think this trail is very used because there's not really a trail up here, but this is up here. So that's a good sign that people will eventually come up. There's Pocatello. Let me try to orient myself. So, Kinport is those towers, and then Gibson is that one, pretty sure. So I've done Kinport, Gibson, done this one. This one's actually the highest peak in this little range here. I don't know if it has a name. South of Pocatello Range. And let's see what the elevation is, around-ish, definitely the highest point. Okay, 7,267-ish. So yeah, it's got, you know, maybe 20 feet more prominence than Kinport. I think Kinport's like 7,240 or something. Or, yeah. But anyways, there's a little bit of snow up here still. Some over there. I'm at the top of this, it's kind of weird. So yeah, I have to go all the way back down to the camp. I'll probably make some food. It's around like 5:30, so I have a couple hours of light, so you know. The climb wasn't too bad. I definitely think going this way would be less strenuous, plus you could get direct access over there from the Gibson whatever jack trail instead of going on this heinous one that I went. But this one was fun because it's like backpacking. So I will now go back down to the camp and hopefully all my stuff is there. Sasquatch can be devious. And there's a lot of spiny flocks up here. I think those are some asters over there. These are tundra asters. A lot of cool wildflowers up here. They are not wanting to start. Some jack-in-the-box tinder. The teepee has kind of devolved. That's fine. It'll make its way over there. Maybe. Oh, there it goes, finally. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the Ferris rod. Usually I can get it pretty fast, but it has been raining for like 3 days straight. That might be a factor. Fire usually doesn't like wet stuff. My experiences. Alright, so this will become a real fire in a little bit. Then we'll make some onion rings and chicken nuggets that I hunted. So I caught these wild onion rings, curly fries, and a couple chicken nuggets out in the forest. It was a hard catch, but you know, I got them. And we're gonna cook them up on this little fire that's finally going. It took forever because it's so freaking damp. But now it's full swing. It's about 8:30. Still super bright. It's definitely a lot colder though. So I'll have to wait probably another hour or so before it's actually like dark. Ate my hunted onion rings, and now I'm just kind of waiting for it to get dark. The mosquitoes have gone away because of the snow, so that's cool. Or not the snow, the smoke. I do have a jacket on because it's a little cold. It's almost 10 and still light out. It's every time it does this in the summer, I'm always surprised how light it stays. And these are about dead, so when these are dead, I will attempt to go to bed. Hopefully the river will drown out any strange noises and creatures tonight. But we'll see. Alright, so we're in the little shelter. It's not super cool because there's like bugs and stuff. Just like crawling around in the grass here, but it's fine. We're camping. This is in a hotel. Jeez, guys, I wish it wasn't just so freaking muddy everywhere. But it's warm-ish in here, and this bag is super warm, so I should be able to sleep. See you guys in the morning, hopefully. Goodbye for now. Alright, so the tarp is down. Everything's packed up. And I'm ready to go back on the trail to the car. It's a bit of a long hike, but oh well. Look at this little guy. He looks too tropical for a Idaho bird. Bet his name is Gregory.
I'm having trouble trying to sleep. I'm counting sheep, not running. Up in bullshit now. My mouth is dry. My face is numb.
Here's the shelter. Let's see if it's open. No overnight use, pack out trash, blah blah blah. Use the there's an outhouse. Whoa. Annex. It looks like this is pretty popular. No food though. Cool. Kind of lame you can't stay the night here. You could probably camp outside though. There's the outhouse over there. Oh yeah, the people are definitely camping here. Probably 4 going up. I can't imagine you would drive a car up here. Might be possible, some are out, but I think it's more fun just to hike up and do it. Look at this, guys, a frog. I think his name is Little Ploob. He is really calm. Alright, dude. Interesting defense tactic. When a predator picks you up, just lay there. Cool. Now, this is a cool moth. He's so furry, his eyes are so big. Open up your wings, dude. Maybe I'll fly away. Oh, there you go. Whoop. He's just taking a rest. Alright, so we're back at the car. And so from the camp to here, it was 4.7 miles. And it took about 2 hours. So not terrible. But I'm going to go home now. Hopefully the roads are not as muddy as yesterday. There's a squirrel up there squirreling at me. My feet are in this cold, in this water, and it is freezing cold, and I feel my toes are gonna fall off. Very cold water, wouldn't you know?